Hi, it's Bus Driver Jer. I'm always Bus Driver Jer when there's a rip in my shirt, a wardrobe malfunction like I had yesterday, but I want to wear the same shirt because I can't find the washing machine. I know it's in the garage someplace because I'm fat. Forget it. You know, I'm watching the news today, and two stories really stood out for me. One, there is a lady right here in Vancouver, Washington, USA. Oh, yeah, there's two Vancouvers, and people get confused all of the time. You know, even jet airplanes sometimes land in Vancouver, Washington, which is a very short runway. They're very big. It's very embarrassing. But they did get to Vancouver. No, I know it has nothing to do with this. Leave me alone. Being distracted this morning here. This lady, now it's a cloudy day in Vancouver, Washington, USA, and she says that a black lady came up and threw acid in her face. It's terrible. Of course, she had just put on her sunglasses, which I don't understand. You know, sunglasses are not something that they use in the Northwest. Very rare that you see anyone here wearing sunglasses. But she just happened to put on her sunglasses, and she's going into a Starbucks, and this lady, a black lady, which she described in detail, threw acid in her face. Well, after a lot of news and a lot of people sending her money, we found out that the police department here in Vancouver, they're not very good at catching people to break into cars or into houses or do home invasions. But they're pretty sharp. After a lot of thinking, they thought, what in the hell was she wearing sunglasses for when the lady threw the acid, which ended up being something like Drano, but it did a lot of damage to her face. You may have seen the story. It made world news. It's still in the news now. So when the police start questioning her, they find out she lied. And she took all this money. She threw the acid in her own face. Now there's a big flap about whether or not we should do something about this lady. I mean, is she mentally ill? I know a lot of mentally ill people. I run into them all the time here at YouTube, but it's very rare that one of them would throw acid in someone's face. You know, they're saying we should just let her do the walk. She shouldn't be punished for this. It created a big furor all over the planet. You may have even heard the story yourself. So I guess we should just let her walk, even though she took all of that money and everything. I think not. I don't think we should. There's another insidious part to the story. As she pulled out of the air this hypothetical, crazed monster lady who threw acid in her face, black monster lady, I'm wondering what would have happened if the police didn't do the little Sherlock Holmes thing and determine that maybe the sunglasses were a tip that there was something wrong. Would this lady, who we're saying is really confused and dazed, have allowed that black lady who didn't do it, who was being blamed of it, because believe me, the police all over the Northwest were looking for that lady. What if they made one of their infamous mistakes? Would this lady have kept her mouth shut and just went off and spent her money? I don't know. I think insanity is often an excuse for shysters. Lindsay Lohan comes to mind. Don't get off on that. That's a whole nother video. Anyway, I don't think this lady should be doing a walk. Why do I know? Because I live in Vancouver, Washington. And I don't think that this is good behavior for anybody. And people like her should not be walking loose in our city. It bothers me she took the money from people. It bothers me that she would have allowed an innocent person to go to jail, and she would have kept her mouth shut. Tease me off. Just wanted you to know. And I was wearing a safety vest. Yeah, it is time to go.